The United States and its global partners have a responsibility to reduce the risks of biological accidents and misuse of dangerous biological agents, while also providing a safe path forward for continued research on naturally occurring infectious disease threats. Hello, I'm Michaela Simoneau, Associate Fellow with the Global Health Policy Center, and I'm here to talk about my recent brief with Steve Morrison, 8 Commonsense Actions on Biosafety and Biosecurity. Biological research and discovery are accelerating at an unprecedented rate, and this generates new risks that must be managed responsibly. Luckily, there are several inexpensive common sense actions that the U.S. government can take now to strengthen domestic and global biosafety and biosecurity and promote a safer, more secure, more innovative global bioeconomy for decades to come. As we've started recovering from the COVID pandemic, there's this shared sense of vulnerability and also a shared resolve across political parties to better protect the U.S. and the world against biological threats. This means protecting against the accidental release of biological agents, biosafety, guarding against the deliberate misuse of biological agents, biosecurity, and safeguarding against naturally occurring spillover of dangerous pathogens. As converging technologies such as AI have advanced and high containment laboratories have proliferated around the world, this is driving biological research and discovery forward at an unprecedented pace. This also means that advanced science is now being conducted by a more diverse set of individuals and organizations, which elevates the demands for training and raises the potential for and the national security risks of misuse. The United States and its global partners have a responsibility to reduce the risks of biological accidents and misuse of dangerous biological agents, while also providing a safe path forward for continued research on naturally occurring infectious disease threats. There's already important policy reviews underway across the U.S. government to reassess the threat environment, but there's an urgent need to clarify responsibilities, coordinate across agencies, and enhance the government's capacity to implement stronger policy. So our CSIS Bipartisan Alliance for Global Health Security brought experts together in a working group over the summer and fall to deliberate on these issues. Each of the recommendations in this report relate to ongoing conversations across the executive branch, congressional committees, and bilateral and international partners on how we should balance the new biosecurity risks while also promoting continuing gains in the life sciences that we know will improve and save lives. We've suggested 8 specific actions where there's already broad political will. The White House should finish its ongoing work to update policies around research on potential pandemic pathogens and dual-use research of concern. The National Security Advisor should clearly designate a lead on biosafety and biosecurity. This could be either or shared between the National Security Council Directorate for Health Security and Biodefense or the new White House Office of Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy. The U.S. government should increase its financial and diplomatic investments in biosafety and biosecurity, pursuing more muscular global diplomacy and requiring that investments in infectious disease research on potential pandemic pathogens require dedicated investments in these areas. We need to update the rules around synthetic DNA products and viral discovery work, including building on some recent steps that have been taken in a new White House executive order on AI. And we need to invest in research on basic lab protections, including workforce training and personal protective equipment, and on the new risks of AI. And the U.S. has already started to do this work in its new executive order and in global conversations, such as the UK Summit on AI Safety that was held just a few weeks ago. To read the full brief, 8 Commonsense Actions on Biosafety and Biosecurity, please visit csis.org.